Good day, my good people. This is the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. I'm your host, Glenn Glasper, affectionately known as Mr. Dollar Out of a Dime. And today with me, I have an amazing guest who's no stranger to the show. He's been on a few times, and he always brings it. So stay tuned. We'll be right with you right after this. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. And again, we are right back for another show this week. And we have Mr. Duron Dimmock. Again, like I said, he's no stranger to the show. He's been on quite a few times, and he always brings some great information. But today we're going to be talking about something I'm sure that's near and dear to a lot of the people that are going to watch this, hopefully, and get some great information. We're going to be talking about the closing the gap loan and what that actually is and what it means to minority home buyers. So without further ado, we're going to bring up Mr. Duron Dimmock. Listen. I had to do a little bit of an introduction to make it sound formal, man. But of course, like I said, you no stranger to this show, man. And listen, for anybody that's ever seen a show that we've done together, they know this is going to be absolutely amazing. So tell the one or two folks that will tune in that may not know who you are, and what you do.
Hey guys, how you doing? Duron Dimmock, Generational Wealth Partners, husband, father, real estate entrepreneur for about 21 years now. I think it's 21 years now. I've been a loan officer. I've been hard money. I've done hard money. I've done, my wife is a broker. She has her own brokerage. People always kill me when they say, "Oh, she's a broker." Who's she a broker with? She's a broker with herself. Stop asking me them stupid questions. She's a broker. She's a broker herself. So she get to keep all her money. And like I tell everybody, they ask me, do I use agents? Well, me personally, I prefer to sleep with my agent. So, me and my agent got a real close relationship. We do the hanky-panky together. So, but other than that, though, man, just real estate investing. Anybody that knows me knows I do sports management on the side, which is becoming a front runner. But the crazy part is, even in sports management, people still ask me for real estate advice. So I'm never going to be able to leave real estate, ever. The more money the guys get, the more they be like, what we doing in real estate? What we doing? I got 30 million, but I want to keep it going. So, and that's cool because the young guys, Glenn, actually know that, the young guys actually know that money is not going to last. So to be 22 and know that 30 million is just, actually, one of my guys has got 72 million, 4 years, 72 million.
Wow.
So, but it's crazy because he's like, I want to build. Like day one, he like, I want to build. I want to do something. So
real spill.
But that's it. That's me. My advice: sleep with your agent.
You say sleep with your agent. Listen, I've taken that advice, and I got to tell you, it works very well for me as well.
Sleep with your agent. Commission. You're gonna pay.
Hey,
you're gonna pay this referral fee somehow.
Exactly.
3%, 3% of $500,000. That's about 15 grand.
Right. Yeah. So if y'all know what I know, do like Mr. Duron Dimmock said. He always gives great advice, and one of those points of advice is sleep with your agent.
Sleep with your agent. Sleep with your agent. Marry your agent. That just
marry your agent. That's
what we call generational wealth.
Definitely. Marry your agent. That's what we call it. We'll say marry your agent.
Marry your agent. Yeah.
So, man, listen. I've been looking at this whole loan situation, this closing the gap loan situation. I've been doing a little bit of research. I wanted to come on and have a conversation about it. And I've engaged a couple people that are still interested in coming on and have a conversation about it. But I know you have something going on very specific tonight, where you're going to have an event where someone's going to be coming out and telling more people about it. So let's get a little bit into it. Of course, I know there's going to be more information that's going to be expounded upon a little bit more in this evening. Tell the folks a little bit about what this whole closing the gap loan situation is all about, and who is it for, and how will it benefit people?
Absolutely. So, just to, I want to bring up facts. Something I kind of read. So we have a representative from Legacy Home Loans who's coming out to our event tonight, Sip&Flip, and he's going to talk about this. But the closing the gap is really, and I want to read it verbatim. That's why I'm pulling it up. Let's see here. It is because it's basically the gap between blacks being homeowners and the difference of whites being homeowners. Nothing racist, nothing, just straight facts. Just straight, it literally is, black and white. So the reason that Legacy named it the SPCP loan program is because there's a 30% home ownership gap between blacks and whites, meaning only 4 out of every 10 black families own a home they live in.
Wow.
Only 4 out of 10, less than half. That means, Glenn, listen, when we go to these real estate meetings, less than half the people in that room own their own home. And me and you know this to be true. We know this to be true because we looking at, we know homeowner talk. When you own your home, you talk different.
Definitely.
Everything is different. Everything is, and when you own multiple homes, it's really different. But 7 out of 10 white families own their home.
Wow.
7 out of 10. So there's a 30% gap from the 4% to the 7%, from the 7% to the 10. That's a 30% gap. And what they want to do is close that gap in. And the way they're doing it is 1% down. Glenn, I just bought a house. I'm just gonna call it a jumbo loan. I ain't gonna tell them. I ain't gonna tell you exactly how much, but I just bought a house. It was a jumbo loan.
Well, I wish to God I could have. Anybody that know anything about loan, knowing a jumbo loan is a big loan.
It's right. Jumbo loans start at $500,000 and go
definitely.
Up. They start at $500 to go up. So I did first, and to get a jumbo loan done these days, they actually asked for 2 of my kids, which I was fine with. I was. I gave them 2 of my kids. I told them, it definitely wanted the youngest.
The whole kid, not just the arm and the leg.
They wanted the whole kid. They wanted 2 kids. So I gave them 2 kids, and the oldest ones.
We're gonna keep it 1,000 because those 2 kids that they gave you, you got another house to put them in. Am I right?
I did.
All right.
I put them in another house. I put them in our old house, which is crazy because they paying rent on time. We in month 2, but they paying rent on time.
Real talk.
But I gotta put them all on blast too. I got a group text. I put them all in, and when they pay the rent, I let everybody know which one just paid their rent. So the rest of them in the group is like, "Oh, you trying to one up me? You trying? Yep, your brother paid, but you ain't paid yet." My wife said, "Don't do that."
So this program, now I like I said, I did a little bit of research about it. It's like no down payment. It's there was some talk about, I just recently read something that there's a minimum credit score of 620. Is that not the case, or is that the case?
I believe that is the case. And we have the gentleman that's coming out tonight, he's going to explain in detail. So Glenn, me and that 620 credit score, that's basically FHA.
Definitely.
That's FHA.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that means that somebody who has a 580 is on the verge of being approved for this loan, because the 620 is really just to give them all the way approval on this. Now, will they take somebody with a 620 or less? I'm going to ask that question tonight. I believe he said it's a possibility, but that's 620. And a lot of people think that conventional starts at 620. That's the beginning of conventional, 620. Right. A solid conventional loan is about a 680 credit score. A 680 credit score is solid. 700 or better is real solid. But that 620 is you basically a FHA program, which means that this program is probably backed by FHA guidelines. So if you were to look at FHA guidelines, and this probably is going to mirror it. It is 1%. There is credit counseling. There is just so many tools, Glenn, that you and I preach about all the time. And this program is a 1-up. This could really be a game changer. I put down 7.5% on my new home. And 7.5%, you guys do the math. We'll just use 500,000. 7.5% is about 40 grand at 500,000.
Right.
That is not including your closing costs. That is not including all the other. That's not including that. So you're looking at about 45 to 48 grand with 1%. I don't know, Glenn. What's 1% of 500,000?
Man, 5,000.
Come on, Glenn. You give me come on, Glenn. Come on, y'all tripping. They're gonna give you a $500,000 house for $5 grand down. Glenn, wow. I ain't paid $5,000 down on a house to buy for myself since never.
Never. I was gonna say I ain't never been able to do that.
Never. The first house I bought, the second house, never.
Well, let me say this. My first investment property, I gotta say, my first investment property, I only had to put down $48.
Now that was your investment property.
Right. Well, now it was a house that I actually moved in.
But okay, well you had to.
But here's the situation though. Let me just make sure people are clear. Now that house was only $28,000, first of all. Right. So, but the thing that I got was the down payment came mostly from there being a tenant in the house when I bought it. So the seller had to give me the security deposit. They had to give me the 2 months of rent that the tenant had to pay because the tenant was going to be staying there. They had to pay an outstanding water bill. So there was several things that the owner had to pay before selling, which made me not have to pay as much money down. So that's not a common scenario. I just want to make sure people are clear on that. And it being $28,000, that wasn't a whole lot of money I had to, would have had to put down in the first place.
Well, let me tell you, you had to move into that one.
I had to, yeah.
I had to move into that one.
Now that was 1998, by the way. So, and interest rates was actually significantly higher then. People talking about, interest rates are 6 or 7%. No, I think that interest rate I had was like 12% when I moved in that house in 98.
When my dad bought our house in probably 85, I want to say it was double digits.
Definitely.
It was double digits, at least 12.
Absolutely.
It was double digits. So it is what it is. With this loan, I'm telling everybody, I can't wait to see. We got Sip&Flip tonight. So I'm inviting everybody out to get this information, but being able to put 1% down, I'm actually looking to get both of my sons approved and to have them buy houses, and my father-in-law to buy a house with this 1% down program, because wow. I would love to add 3 more houses. Like, I want to take full advantage of this because I really don't care what the interest rate is for 1% down.
Real
because
talk.
If you're looking at the math and I put down $45,000 down, and let's say my interest rate is 6%, well, I would rather put 1% down with the possibility of being able to refinance later on and have that 45 grand still in the bank. Just put that 5 grand down, because it's almost like you saving yourself money. You saving yourself 40 grand over the next until you refi.
Definitely.
At least. Because if you're doing, let me slow down. Let me say this. If you're doing a $500,000 loan, it's going to cost you about 48 grand to close that loan. Okay. 48 grand. You put down 1%, that's 5 grand. You do your closing costs. Let's call that another 3.5%. So 5% total that you bring to the table on a $500,000 house, which is about 25 grand. And that includes closing, that includes everything. Glenn, we have put 25,000 down on less.
Real talk.
On less.
Absolutely.
On less.
Absolutely.
So with this program, it was really an opportunity, and I'm really gonna dig into them tonight, because again, I'm about to send my family through this. This is that moment where wealth is being transferred, where there's an opportunity for our kids, our siblings, anybody who does not own a home should take advantage of this. You got to take advantage of this, Glenn. You got to. 1% down, that's the biggest thing that everybody, what do they tell you, Glenn? You ask somebody, hey, you want to buy a house? They say, yeah, I want to buy a house, but I ain't got the down payment. I don't know how I'm going to get the down payment.
Yes.
Down payment. They ain't said nothing about credit. They ain't said nothing about nothing else. They only focused on the down payment. Now we got 1% down, Glenn. That's what we're doing.
And the thing that people need to get, though, is the benefit and the advantage of something like this. some people will say, there's a barrier to home ownership, right? The barrier is the credit and the down payment and all these different things. Well, now these barriers in many cases are being removed. So the excuse will then be, well, I don't know what the excuse will be, but this is something that if you are not positioned already, even at a 620 credit score, you need to get yourself in position to be able to take advantage of this, because they're going to take a few other things into account based on, again, the research that I've done. I don't have all the facts, but they're going to look at utility bills. They're going to look at car payments, insurance payments, and things like that, where they're going to factor those things, not like your credit cards and all those other situations. They're going to factor in regular common bills that you pay to decide if this is, basically underwrite whether or not they're going to be able to extend the loan to you. And that in many cases is a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you look at it.
Absolutely.
Aside from not having to put down a whole lot of money, what I would advise, though, if you only got to put down 1%, and the traditional FHA loan is 3.5%, at least put in your mind to put down 2 to 3%, right? And I say that because the very moment you put down additional money, it cuts down on the principal. So your interest that you pay for over the life of the loan is going to be significantly lower. I hope people get that.
And you know what? We at this age, Glenn, where we have to do our best to inform people of that.
Absolutely.
Even though it frustrates us sometimes, because we know that people are not listening, and being a victim is actually better than being is actually, you get more applause being a victim than you do being successful.
Wow, man. We're going to have to dig into that, man. We're going to really have to dig into that. Here's the thing that I want. Somebody asked, well, first of all, before we ask where it's going to be, let's tell the folks what it actually is. What is actually Sip&Flip?
Sip&Flip is Atlanta's premier networking real estate event. We are going to be having tonight at Grant Park Social, which is a friend of mine, Mario. He owns a spot. Shout out to Mario. It's right in Atlanta. So you come out tonight, buy tickets online. The tickets are $25. That includes a drink. But if you buy a ticket and you came from Glenn's show, let me give you another drink on me, another sip on me. And this is actually I want to get it right, bourbon bar. This is a bourbon bar. So this is not your regular spirits. They got some bourbons in here that cost $150, $200 a shot.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I had one, and I wanted to make sure that bill didn't come to me. But we will be there tonight. My wife is a broker. We'll be talking about, becoming an investor, becoming a homeowner, and most of all, being able to use the tools, these financing tools, to get to your financial goals. Whether that be investing in real estate, whether it be finding deals, or you just wanting to become a homeowner. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight and going forward with our Sip&Flip.
Okay, good deal. And what's the name of the location again? That's going to be
Grant Park Social.
Grant Park Social,
which is, of course, Grant Park, Atlanta. So that's where we're going to be tonight, Grant Park Social. Buy a ticket, come in, have a drink. If I'm feeling in the spirit, I'm buying more drinks.
Real stuff. What's the what time is that going to be? Someone asked.
We are going to get started at 6.
6 o'clock. Okay.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Yep. Be there at 6 o'clock.
Very good. All right. So now Sip&Flip is something you've been doing. Sip&Flip for quite a while. I had a video that we did about 4 or 5 years ago. How long have you been doing that? How long have you been hosting Sip&Flip?
I think Sip&Flip is at least 5 years old. I believe at least 5 years old. We had our anniversary in June, so I want to say, you know what? We just had it 6 years. 6, because my wife is a picture of my wife holding a big 6. So 6 years we've been doing Sip&Flip. It's an idea that I came up with, and my wife was like, "Oh, that's a great idea, for us to host an event that allows people to have the resources." Her company is the Real Estate Resource Group. So this allows people to get the resources that they need to be successful at anything in real estate, whether it be multifamily, residential, buy and holds, anything in real estate that people want to become successful with. Come get the resources. Typically, we have contractors in the room, wholesalers, just everybody, the banks that you need, attorneys, even the young lady last time was doing the notary services. She was, showing people how to make a business out of, being a notary.
Wow.
So which is crazy because you can notarize, 4 or 5 documents in a day at $45 a piece and probably make $250, $300 a day.
Real talk. Real
yes.
talk.
My wife became one because when she ain't doing that, I'm gonna send her out there.
Hey, that's how you keep the money flowing in the family.
Keep the money flowing. So you busy. We talking too much today. Let's go make some money. That's how you do it. You don't say you talking. You say we talking too much today. We
say we talking too much.
We talking too much. How much we doing too much today. We always put that we in there, fellas. It'll save your marriage.
It'll save your marriage all the time. All the time.
I'm never gonna blame you. It's us.
It's us. It's always us. This is a team effort.
The team effort. It's us. Who didn't do the dishes? Why didn't we do the dishes? Exactly how it goes.
So with this loan program, now is there a specific area that they can buy houses in? Are they buying houses in any area, or are they able to buy houses, or they have to buy in specific areas?
No, I don't think it's area specific. I'll get that. We have that intel tonight to be exact, but I don't think it's area specific. But I think that it's going to be based upon the people who qualify. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be more because call it what it is. It is a loan that's put in place, and they're calling it for the not minorities, for black people. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We just call this for black people. There are some programs out there for minorities. This is not necessarily minority. This is for black people. Like you're coming up to the loan, they're looking at you to make sure you're black. Right. Hey, I didn't make the rule, but they want to be clear that this is for black people. So I'm not trying to make it racist. I'm not trying to, make it anything besides that. I'm not trying to make it Herschel Walker-ish. I'm not trying to make it.
So try to be as honest as possible.
Be as honest as possible. Yes, I did say that. Yes, I did do that. That woman is lying.
So, it wasn't me then, but it might be. It wasn't me now.
Again. That is my son. That is my daughter. And,
right.
I do love my family.
Boy,
God damn. You send us back. Why didn't Herschel get with Mike and bleach his skin, man? God. Dog.
Boy, you crazy. All right, man.
Yes, I did have relations. That is my baby.
all of them was are mine. All of them are mine.
Well, Herschel out there like, hey, man, I did not sign this document. I know this look like my handwriting, but this is not my document.
It wasn't me, and I did not pay for that abortion.
I did not pay for that abortion. Abortion. Boy. Herschel, boy, you send us back. I hope you watching. Somebody tag Herschel Walker up under this and say, "Look here, man, going back in captivity."
So Sip&Flip. Sip&Flip is, like you said, Atlanta's premier event. How often do you do that? Is it once a month, once a quarter? How often do you do Sip&Flip?
We're gonna do it once a quarter going into 2023, just because it takes so much to. When we do it every month, you kind of lose people because people think, oh, it'll be here next month. Right. I'll just catch one next one. We found out that when we do it every quarter, once a quarter, we get better results, and it gives us time to do what we need to do in between for all the individuals that get signed up. And we've had nights where people come out to Sip&Flip, they've got signed up for our services, and we've made 40, 50 grand in a night, and then we do an event the next month and we do the same thing, and we can't keep up. We couldn't keep up. So we would, there was a point where we did 2 Sip&Flips, and we had like 8 people get signed up for our $10,000 program. And we ended up losing 3 people because we couldn't service them.
Real stuff. Got
it. So we want to make sure the infrastructure goes in better when we do it once a quarter. That way we can service everybody. We can offer that level of intimacy that's needed to be successful in real estate.
Right.
Because if not, I'm gonna charge more and give you less.
Wow.
Yeah, better feel me.
Well, no, it's real talk though. But you know, when you know what you have to provide for your clientele, that's very important. And making that adjustment will certainly make it better for you all to do what you need to do going forward.
Absolutely.
So now you brought that up in this $10,000 program, which probably should be 15,000, but tell the folks.
Make it 20. Make it 20.
What's involved in this $10,000 program? What do you do?
We actually so a $10,000, which is we've lumped it all up under investor flip. All right, investor flip is basically two avenues. Either you can put up money to join in on a flip and we do a flip together, or you can invest in us coaching you through your first flip. A lot of people have leaned towards just sending money and investing in a flip because it's like we call it flip with no hands. Look, no hands. I said we call it flip with no hands. And but it's been better for us because we can take 1 to 3 properties, have 2 people invest on each property and flip those properties, and we get to control the headache that people could have. And being able to control that is a lot better because when you're green to this and you have to get out here and make these payments and find materials, and you got to ask about when is the contractor going to be over there? It's more accountability on our side, but we believe in ourselves and we believe that we can get it done without them having the headache of the monthly payment, the interest rate, because that interest rate can be high. That interest, I tell any of my clients, you got to be expecting to pay $1,700 to $2,200 a month after those 3 months if the property sits. I have a plan. I know when to pull the trigger on maybe refinance and let's put it back on the market in 6 months. Refinance, pull the money out, let's pay all the investors off, get everybody out of there. At the very least, you come away with what you invested plus a return. At the very most, you come away with what you invested plus a bigger return.
Absolutely.
So that's been and we decided to lump that under investor flip because coaching people through their flip, we've had great success with it. The inventory is the problem. Inventory is the problem because there's a certain inventory that we need for them to get into their first flip. We try to do no add-ons. We just want to move some walls, update everything, and put it back on the market. That's what we want.
Real talk. And and a lot of that, I want to make sure folks understand where you're coming from and talking about that. A lot of that comes with your experience, right? Based on what you've done over your 20 years in the business, you have experience in doing what you do. So it helps out for people who want to get involved that have no experience to be able to get into business without having to go through all the headaches of doing it on their own.
Absolutely. It's that's actually been one of the most popular things, and we're revamping that right now because we had to take the money up. It was $25,000. We had to take it up to about $35,000 because we want to weed out some people because we found out there's a lot of people that got $25,000. So we need to take that up a little bit. I think next year is probably gonna be $50,000, and we're just gonna do one house per person. We're gonna joint venture with one person who has $50,000 and do about 10 houses next year in that order. Now, just that way.
Got it.
We're not trying to move 10 houses. 2023 doing 10 houses would be ideal.
Absolutely.
We don't need, because we have our other investments. We have our own personal investments. We have things that we're doing, and our time does need to be freed up for some of the ventures that we got going on.
Real stuff.
So 10 houses with about 5 people. That's going to probably be the goal next year.
Okay. And that and that's something that is how I've grown in this business, and I'm sure you have as well. At one point we were doing this for the sexiness of it, right?
Oh yeah. I got a little bit of that still in there. I got a little something outside that I just picked up and I'm about to go drive.
But I know with experience and with time comes the understanding that you got to build for the future, right? Like building something and creating a portfolio is something that you want to have, creating for your future, as opposed to let me just get $50,000 on this house and $50,000 on this house. I got a whole lot of money, which is a mistake I made almost twice.
Right.
I fixed and flipped everything prior to the real estate market crash in 2008, and I started down that same road again because it was sexy to say I fixed to flip this house. Like, wait a minute, hold on, I flipped everything and I ain't got nothing left. Got some money, but
Glenn, that is the story of all of our lives. Good
yes.
God, keep going, please keep going. Church, come on, church.
But no, I mean, but that's the thing though, and a lot of people that get into this business, that's their idea of what real estate is like. Right? They want to fix it and flip it and get some money back, and that's all good. But then what? Right? Especially if you're 30 plus or 40 plus, you fix and flip everything. What's your retirement plan? Like, you get this cash, but where's your cash flow? Right? And that's where I made a huge mistake before, and I started down the same road. After the crash, I was like, wait a minute, I had to really pause and look at what I was getting myself into.
My wife said something that really pissed me off, but she was right. She said, you make a lot of money, but how much do you actually have?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to say that again. She said, and this is the woman you chose to be with for the rest of your life. This is the woman that sees all the money that we see. This is the woman. She said, how you fix your mouth to say something like this right here? Yeah. How you fix your mouth to say the truth?
Right.
How dare you fix your mouth to say the truth? And she said, you make a lot of money, but how much do you have? Glenn, I want to pull all my bank accounts out. I want to show her. Who you talking to?
Right.
You ain't talking to me. I got money. Look at this bank account here. Look at this account over here. Look at this one. Look at this. Look at this. And I looked at the money. Then it wasn't enough.
Right.
It wasn't enough. Right. It wasn't enough. It was more than what the average people have, or what they can do or operate, or it was more than that. Some people feel like 50 grand is a lot to have in the bank.
Right.
50 grand in the bank, I'm damn near broke.
Man, bro.
I'm damn near broke. We in our industry with our experience can't operate under 6 figures.
Absolutely.
6 figures is what needs to be in the account for us just to move around and make decisions and do things, because the way we move, there can easily be an opportunity that's going to require me to put 35 grand down.
Absolutely.
That's going to require me to put 75 grand down to do something.
Right.
Now, if I got 100 grand in the bank and I put 40 grand down on, a new house, 45, 50 grand on a new house, I got 50 grand left. That's nerve wracking.
Yes.
That's nerve wracking, because basically I'm not in a position to do anything else right now because that's all I got in the bank.
Right.
And my payroll for myself is about $10,000 to $12,000 a month. So I'm 4 months. And that's all the money going to me is payroll. And I'm broke. Yeah. I can't do it. And it is important for entrepreneurs to develop that mindset, man, because that success, that having 20, 30 grand in the bank, that's, well, you lose your mind. That's enough for you to go on a really nice cruise.
Yeah.
But I don't need no cruise, man. I need to them rooms that you and I have been in where we've seen guys with real effing money.
Absolutely.
Real effing money. The fact that, there's guys that I know a guy named Jeb who owns about 16 post properties. Each one of those post properties bring him in 100,000 or more, net him 100,000 more. And he owns 16 of them.
Wow.
Right. And the way he moves is how I want to move. He asked us, did we want to go to Vegas? I said, yes. He said, all right, he's like, y'all can leave everything here, man. Just ride with me to the airport. I said,
wait, what?
Like right now?
Like right now?
Like right now, like I need to, I ain't got to check on my wife, but I got to check on my wife.
Right.
But I ain't got to check on my wife, but I just ain't finna tell her, call up and say, I'm gonna hit Vegas right now.
Yeah.
And I'll be back tomorrow. Like, I'm not gonna flex like it's, like she probably gonna be cool with it. But there's gonna need to be some organizing.
Real talk.
Because I ain't gonna take the baby to school in the morning.
Right.
But the fact that he can move like that, the fact that guys who speak get 20 grand to speak, 50 grand to speak. And they got a private jet so they can do 3 speaking engagements in 2 days.
Right.
That just made them, 60 grand, but the jet only cost them 25 grand.
Right.
But they made 60 and they flying in the jet. Glenn, I gotta live like that.
Real talk.
Glenn, I gotta live like that. I don't care. I gotta live like that. I gotta get on the jet and say, Glenn, you know what? Let's talk about this while we're on the jet. As I'm going to the speaking engagement that's gonna pay me 30 grand. And then we're gonna come back and it's gonna be like just a day. We just took the jet down to Arizona, did an engagement and came back. And then like, what you do today, Glenn? Man, went to Arizona this morning.
That's right. What you do today?
Today, right. Went to Arizona this morning and came back and left by 10, got back at about 7, man. We hung out a little bit in Arizona, man, did some shopping, met some more real estate partners and came on back today. I need my day to consist of that, Glenn.
Absolutely.
I need my day to consist of that. I need that. I need to.
So let me ask you a crazy question, man. Now, we've been doing this for some time. Now, to the person that will probably watch this, and that is something that they want to do tomorrow, right? What is it that new person that's starting in the game, what would you tell them about wanting to do something like that tomorrow?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had to do this all over and I want to do that and to get the fastest route to getting to that lifestyle, I would definitely start with wholesaling, and I would take every dime I got in my bank account to hire me a coach and a system. And I don't care if they run, or deal away with the money. I would be so far up they anal to get these results that it wouldn't even be. I wouldn't care, Glenn. I wouldn't care.
Real talk.
I know it's crazy because a private jet to go to New Orleans right now is about $3,000 a person. $6 grand. $6,000. You can make, as a new person with no kids, limited responsibility, you can make 10 grand on a wholesale deal, take 6 of that and go fly on a private. I'm sorry, because you're by yourself. Take 3 of that and go fly down to New Orleans on a private jet and come back just to get the experience and still have 7 grand left. Glenn, that's crazy.
Wow.
No, that's crazy. That's I need people to know that's crazy. You have no responsibilities besides your rent and everything, so you can blow 3 grand on an experience like that because it's actually an investment to inspire you. It's actually an investment to inspire you. So again, I would go get a coach. It's crazy because me and you see it so clear. It's so clear to us.
Yeah.
I get people that want to sign up and they're so worried about losing money. You lost money when you didn't sign up.
Man.
You lost money when you got a job. You lost money when you decided to date and marry that woman who you couldn't take care of.
Whoa.
That's when you lost money. Yeah.
You hit it. You hit something right there.
Yeah, that's when you lost money. Your wife is around here saying one day she gonna get a purse, one day she gonna get a car like that, one day she gonna get a house like that, and you worried about losing money. Boy, you lost money already. You broke.
Real talk.
You broke.
My man Damian Palmer chimed in. What's up, Damian? He said it's an investment, not a cost.
Tell him, Damian.
Man, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that.
Anything that inspires you, anything that makes you go harder. I don't care what it is. Everybody got their vices. But let me tell you, I tell everybody, I like to do real talk. I keep it a little PG for Glenn, a little bit. I was on Hardly Initiated, Glenn. When that dropped, Glenn, y'all gonna think different of me. But let me tell you something.
You could go PG-13 at least.
PG-13. Let me tell you something. Y'all broke in the sense of you think because you got a job and you think because you can provide somewhat, provide as the man of the house that you still aren't broke. You're broke because you're not living out everything that you and your wife desires. You're not living it out. You jumped into an arrangement and you don't even know it. And y'all saving up to go on a cruise. I ain't saving shit to go on no cruise. If we go on a cruise, we going on a cruise. I'm begging my wife right now to buy a Porsche. I'm begging her. Man, I will pay for it. I just don't want to buy it myself. I'm not going to drive it. I want her to have it so I can drive it.
Right.
Because I'm a truck guy. I like trucks. But how dare I'm gonna tell you now. I see it anytime. I see it, and I see it when guys invite their wives over to the house, and then your wife looks at my house or looks at a house bigger than mine, and they go, "Wow, ooh."
Right.
I'll tell you right now. I wish my wife would go, "Wow, ooh." I'll buy that. I'll buy it tomorrow. I'll buy it tomorrow. I wish you would, because you're not supposed to. You're not. The house I'm in right now. This is in my and I'm in the basement right now. It's crazy because we bought this house and we didn't even know it had this room. The room was locked.
Wow.
So we found this room. The house has got 7 bedrooms. So we found this room because it was locked, but I made it my office, so I'm down here doing my thing. But anyway,
so I don't want y'all to miss this. He bought a house and later found an extra room in the house.
She said, "Can I share this?" So I'm only 2 months into the house, right? My wife woke up 12 o'clock at night. House came on the market. We went and looked at it we saw it on Wednesday morning. I went and looked at it Wednesday morning. I came highest and best on Friday. I went over there Friday. My wife walked the house and said, "I want this house." I said, "Babe, you sure?" I mean, I'm like, I'm like, whatever, Man, with us, we ain't really sold the first time. We had to look at it 2-3 times. She said, "I want this house." I said, "I'll tell you what, just the fact that you want this house, offer him 10 grand over asking, tell him I give it to him non-refundable, and I'll close as soon as title is ready." And that's exactly what happened. We closed in 3 weeks.
Wow.
We weren't even looking for it. We closed in 3 weeks, literally. And it took me moving into the house, walking around and realizing, well, damn, this is a nice house. Right. This house is very nice. The room that I'm in right now, they have a deadbolt on it. It has no knob, so it looks like a closet. We didn't find this room until the appraisal came back and they said, "We need to inspect that room." And we just like, okay, it's a room. Maybe it's mechanical, maybe we don't know what's behind the room. She unlocks the room. Man, it's a whole nother bedroom. I got 3 bedrooms in the basement.
That was kind of my experience. Like now you said we had to look at it a couple times. Now, for me, and I came in my house with an investor mindset. Well, for an investor mindset and kind of a entertainment kind of mindset. We came in our house. I walked in the basement. I didn't even see the upstairs. I walked in the basement and saw the basement was finished. I saw there was an extra room on the other side. And I saw a space for me to be able to create another room, which is my office, which is what I'm in now. And my wife says, "Not you, Glenn." Yeah, that was me. So before I didn't even see the upstairs. I didn't even get a chance to walk around upstairs. I yelled up the stairs and told my wife to make an offer. Tell the agent to put the offer in right now.
Let's go. They don't realize the power of the wife. When the wife says, you find something that your wife likes,
right?
It's like you got to buy it. I don't care if it's a Chick-fil-A sandwich. She said, "Babe, I really want that sandwich." I'm telling everybody, I want the sandwich. The one in the middle, not the one on the left, the one in the middle right there. That's the one she wants. Most people can't move like that, man. Or they don't understand how to move like that. And a lot of guys turn it on to their wife. Like I got into a conversation with a guy the other day who got mad because he said he doesn't have a 2-income household. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but I just don't come from a long line of men worrying about the household being 2 incomes.
Right.
Yeah, we got an income.
Right.
Everything that she brings to the table, the money is good. The stuff my wife brings to the table, I can't buy.
Real talk.
How dare you put a number amount on her when she had to birth the kid, raise the kid, cook the It's so many things that she has to do. And then you asking her to bring money to the. Now, don't get me wrong. Any woman that brings money to the table is a super duper grand idea. I love it. But I'm going to tell you, what she brings to the table, I can't afford because I'm not qualified to raise these kids. I'm not qualified. I'm telling you now, me and your mama break up, boy, your education gonna go down the drain. Boy.
Say it's over. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I don't know what you're gonna do real estate. That's what you're gonna do.
My wife says, preach, Rod.
Boy, you're gonna do something in real estate. Your mama is qualified. Your mama is qualified. I ain't qualified to buy all this stuff going in all these bathrooms. Man, we got 7 rooms, all these bathrooms and cleaning and hard. I'm not qualified.
Listen, I want to go back. You said something earlier that I want to make sure the folks get. You said that even if you're working a job and you're taking care of your family, if you're not, and you qualified it by saying if you're not living up to your ability, you're still broke.
You broke.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more on that, because it's so many scenarios where some people will call it settle that they are good. Like they're making 6 figures a year, they're doing good, and they're paying the bills on time and everything is good. They got 800 credit score. And that's in a whole nother situation. They got we'll say 800 credit score. And that is where they stay in that box, because they're doing everything that, I guess, from a traditional standpoint, that they're supposed to do. What do you mean that this person is making 6 figures, ain't got an 800 credit score, and paying the bills on time? And they're only working a job. That's their only source of income. What do you mean that they're still broke?
You're still broken. So everybody think broke has to do directly with money.
Man,
broke does not have to do directly with money. No. Everybody, Donald Trump to Obama to everybody has been broke.
Absolutely.
Financially.
Absolutely.
Everybody's been broke financially. It's crazy because everybody thinks because you're a millionaire or you made millions or you have billions that you don't have broke moments. Like you don't have broke moments. It's really because your mindset is based on what you actually physically can touch. That's your problem.
Come on, bro.
Everything is based on what you can touch, what you can feel. So that's why you have a broke mindset. The mindset is you've allowed this piece of paper to become God of everything because you haven't figured out how to overcome it. You haven't figured out how to get it. You haven't figured out how to use it as a tool. You haven't figured out the things that brings with it. Because I tell my wife, even last night, we had an argument 2 nights ago. And I said, babe, I always trip when we get into arguments that ain't about cheating or money. Like we have problems that don't involve cheating or money. Stuff that money can't fix. Money can't fix my sons doing what they doing.
Right.
Money can't fix. So your mindset has to grow. And just to stay on topic with it, you're broke because you're working a job and you don't even see a plan to get to what you're trying to get to. There is no reason for you to have a dream car. Nobody on my family, none of my boys have dream cars. They don't have dream houses. We don't dream of a mother thing. We ain't dreaming of it. We gonna go get it.
Right, real talk.
We gonna go get it. Even my 8-year-old, my 9-year-old, we're not dreaming of it. If you want the car, this is how you get it. Go get it. My oldest son wants a $80,000 car right now. I told him that's cool. This is what it's gonna cost you. That car is gonna run you about $1,600 a month. It's gonna run you with your credit where you are right now, plus your insurance. You're gonna pay about $1,600 a month. That's more than what your rent is. Is that really how you want to? That's how you want to be? You want to do that? And if you do, cool. I'm okay with it. I'm not co-signing. You got the credit. Now you pay for it. And I'm gonna tell you, when that $1,600 rolling around every month, you're gonna feel some type of way. You're gonna feel some type of way. Go ahead. And I'll be happy to take it off your hands and drive it and sell it later on because I can afford to pay for it.
Right.
But you and your wife are going home every day, working a job every day, and she's online actually hating on other people because they have things that she wants because she knows there's no way for her to get to it. Say it again, remix. Bruh. Your wife is online hating on other couples, women, and everything because they have something she wants and she doesn't know how to get it, and she's not with a man that knows how to get it.
Oh.
So it's easier to be a victim and be like, I don't know why you would ever buy a car that much. Why would you buy a Ghost? Because I can afford it.
Right.
Because I can afford it. I did it. Why would you buy a
Damien
house? Why would you
says,
buy a house in this market at a 6% interest rate with a loan that big or that? Because I can do it.
right.
And it's
Real
because
talk.
we are not victims of our situations. We are constantly reinventing ourselves and constantly stretching ourselves. And if you don't do that, you become a 9-to-5 hater.
Wow.
9-to-5 hater.
Wow.
I see it all the time. Go and post. I post my Maserati. People drop down. All these comments. I look for those comments because it gives me a gauge of exactly where people's mindsets are.
Right. Wow.
And it's always you posting that. It's very silly and stupid for you to post that car. I tell you what, come over here and drive it and see if you post it. Come drive it and see if you post it. And come go that car, that dream car that you rather talk about than to grab. Won't you go drive it? Go test drive it and see how many pictures. See if you're not inclined to whip your phone out and take pictures of you driving that car.
Man,
you know
come
why?
on.
That's your inner self telling you, Bia, we need this in our life. We need this car. We need this house. But you rather hate and be a hater and watch people online and look for people to say that, you know what, Glenn, you do a very good job of not broadcasting what you have.
Yeah. You know,
you and your wife, y'all do.
I keep it simple.
You'll never be able to tell what Glenn has. You'll never be able to tell. With me, I'm built for it. I swear I'm built for it. Come to Sip&Flip tonight. There's something in the parking lot gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you off.
I keep it simple. Hey, listen, because I said I am portfolio building.
Absolutely.
All the things that I'm getting are going to last for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Right? And the things that I look at it like this: I don't buy nothing that something else ain't paying for. Right?
Exactly how you do.
I don't buy if something else ain't set to pay for it, I'm not buying it.
Absolutely.
Right? And it depends on if and I get caught up like this. I've set up to buy a few cars at one time, but I bought houses to pay for them. And I said, wait a minute, these houses can cover the cost of something else. I'll hold off on buying the car.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
That's the thing about them being able to afford it. Like some people look at, when you say that you can afford it, they think, okay, Ron just got a lot of money. However, what Ron has done, and I understand what you do. What you have done is you've created avenues and streams of income that can cover the cost of those things. Right?
Absolutely.
Because I want to make sure folks understand you don't work a 9-to-5.
Man, I ain't worked. The longest job I ever had was 9 months. That's because I needed child support. I need to show child support I had a job. That's the longest job I ever worked. I need to show child support I had a job because they're like, oh, you're an entrepreneur. Oh, you're an entrepreneur. Right. Child support $3,000 a month. See, I go get a job. Right. I go get a job. So the longest job I've ever had was 9 months. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16, since the 1996 Olympics, when I worked for Fair and Aaron. I worked for Hank Aaron, selling T-shirts.
Okay.
So I've been an entrepreneur ever since then. Ever since then. My first job was Macy's at 14. It didn't work out. I ended up catching a case, giving my homeboys a hookup on some polo. So it just wasn't in me. I'm an entrepreneur, Glenn. Entrepreneur gonna entrepreneur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Entrepreneurs gonna do what entrepreneurs
you give me 300. Come here and get the polo. I'm gonna give you 100. It is what it is.
Right.
Many moons ago. But think about this, man. My wife and I made my wife live, or she decided to. I didn't make her. She decided to live in a house, knowing that we could afford a lot more, but live in a house that we needed to renovate. It was my investment property. We needed to renovate it, get it to a livable state, get it to where it needed to be so we can give it to our boys before we move into the big house.
Wow.
See, most people buy the big house and then they think about their kids later. No. We actually put our kids in a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, ranch on the basement, acre lot. No HOA. Driveway holds 13 cars.
Wow.
They living in that house. It's totally affordable. I paid $150 for it, put about $40,000 of my own money into it, and got it right, got them right. The boys are 20 years old. We had a plan. They graduated in 2020 and 2021. They got their own house in 2022, Glenn.
Real stuff.
They got their own house in 2022. And in 2020, I think 2 years from now, right now, we got all of them got an American Express card. They're on our American Express. They all got 700 credit scores, including a friend who's also a roommate. We got him a credit card.
Wow.
Everybody in that house will own a house in 2 years. Everybody. They will own a house in 2 years. All we need is, Glenn, me and you both know, 2 years tax returns, bank statements, credit, down payment.
Man, come on. That's
before they 25, all my boys will own their own home because I'm putting it in place right now. And then I'm going to rent that house out.
Real stuff.
Then I'm going to rent the house out. That's the plan.
My wife says generational wealth at its finest. Wealth.
That's the plan. And I'm going to put them on. And at that point, people don't look at their whole entire family as a business. As a business. Everybody, I gotta have access to everybody's credit. My little sister, everybody is a business. If you want to get on, everybody's a business. The kids' friends. We have Sunday dinner at the big house, and they bring, they bring a friend over. We ask their friend, "What's your credit? How your credit look? Pull your credit. Go to my FICO. Pull your credit. Let's get this done." We are trying to share the information and share the wealth with our kids' friends. Right. Because that's where it really starts. But going back to that being broke, that being broke, hate 9 to 5. Sometimes I post stuff just to get a rise out of people because I know y'all upset and I know y'all miserable. I know you're miserable. People be like, "Man, Duron, you post your wife so much, you post so much." I do that because I want a track record of y'all seeing Black love, Black wealth, and Black people being happy.
Come on, bro.
That's why I do it. Okay. Black love, Black wealth, Black people being happy. You look at my Instagram, look at my Facebook, it looks like a series. You see my kids, you see me, you see everything. You see everything that makes me happy, everything that makes me thrive. And then I see people, I got good friends, Glenn, who don't come in and just don't push me away because that's not their reality. They're dealing with some of their wife. They're dealing with a financial setback. They're dealing with, and instead of, let me back up. I got to this point by supporting people like you, Glenn.
Real talk.
I got to this point by seeing Glenn on the show, supporting him, seeing Glenn speak at an event, supporting him, showing up. That's how I got to this point. Supporting other people is how I became so positive because I was supporting other people and their positive acts.
Yes.
Definitely. That's how I got there. If I'm down, Glenn, where you speaking at? John, where you speaking at?
Right.
John, where your house at? John doing a new construction. I go to John new construction. What's going on out here? Let me support, and give people. It don't cost nothing, Glenn.
It don't, man. Come on, bro.
It don't cost nothing.
It don't. And I definitely say salute to you on that, bro, because you are a person that does support people. We show up at the same places, and
we show up at the same places.
Definitely. So real talk, so definitely salute you for doing that.
That's how you get there. Just whatever you feel like you're lacking, push it out there. Push it out there. I ain't got a car. My friend just bought a new car. Girl, I love that car. Come get me. Ride me around in it. Let me feel the joy that you're feeling.
Yes.
Let me genuinely. Girl, you just bought a new house? Girl, let me come over there and sit with you and talk to you and bring some for the kids and do whatever. And then guess what? You show up in the new house.
Man, bruh. And it's amazing. It's amazing that energy that you put out, you'll get it right back. And most people don't understand is that some energy that they put out is what they're getting back.
Easily.
You know what I mean? And like you said, supporting somebody, even if they're at a different level than you or a higher level than you, still supporting that person can generate that type of energy back for you.
It does every time.
And that's why I say, man, in doing this show for as long as I've done this show, man, I've had people ask, well, why do you have people come on the show that do the same thing that you do? And I'm like, because I don't, I know what I'm doing and I can do what I do. And I don't feel like it's competition. I want to support them and showcase what they're doing. When I hit you up, I said, let's come on the show and talk to the people about coming to Sip and Flip because you got something that people need to hear about. I don't feel any competition about that. I want to support you in what you're doing. You know what I mean? So
It's crazy because people don't even know that Coke supports Pepsi and Pepsi supports Coke.
Real talk.
Yeah, we support. They support each other. Yeah, we're not gonna advertise on the Coke network, Pepsi. We're not gonna advertise, but we do a lot of the same events. We have the same people. We fire and hire the same people. Like it's not a competition when you're confident.
Man.
It's not a competition when you're confident.
Say that.
Yeah, it's not a competition when you're confident, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Like you can't. The only people that feel like it's a competition are people that are not confident in the space. That's the only people. Michael Jordan never worried about competition because he was confident he was gonna drop 45 on your ass.
You said $1 million worth of stuff right there, bro.
Yeah, that's what it was. Kobe wasn't worried. Mike Tyson, they weren't worried. How can Mayweather win these fights? He's confident in his ability. That's the most important key. The only people feel like, well, you're so competitive. Even my youngest son, he's he's really not competitive. He's just confident in that he gonna get this done.
Right.
Don't get confidence confused with competing.
Right.
Don't get that confused because we can compete. You know, we can have a friendly competition, but my confidence is overflowing and pouring out of every cup ever spilled in. It's gonna always be like that. Because you got to be confident in everything that you do. When you talk to a buyer on the phone, when you talk to a seller, when you sign a coach, everything you do has to be of confidence.
Absolutely.
Of confidence.
Absolutely.
And people who are not confident in what they're doing or don't feel comfortable in the space that they're operating in, those are the people saying, it's always a competition with you. It's always competing with you. Get the hell out. Can't nobody compete with me, Glenn. I'm going to win.
Right. And that is the confidence. You see what I mean? That's the confidence. And people will mistake that for being cocky.
Arrogant.
Right? People will mistake that for being arrogant and cocky and stuff like that. You know,
not humble. That's my favorite one.
Right.
You're not humble.
Right. But you know, here's the thing though, man. And I gotta say, bro, and I'm gonna put this on out there. You have inspired me. You have inspired me because if it's one thing that I've practiced for the longest time is humility. Right. And humility, you know, I can build relationships and things like that. But the thing that what people respect is confidence.
Absolutely.
Right. People respect confidence. You know, oftentimes you get looked over being humble. You know, and I've learned that and I'm good with it. But what I understand is that the respect comes with people knowing that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you know what you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of times I believe the respect level increases where people don't look at, I mean, they look at you as competition, but they don't attempt to compete with you because of how confident you are.
Yeah.
You know
let me tell you, the biggest thing with that too, Glenn, is that people, even if you know what you know, right?
Yeah.
Even if you don't know, the leaders of this country, the leaders of our political society, the leaders are leaders because even if I'm wrong, I'm still going that way.
Absolutely.
I'm still going. I'm still going. You know what? I can't stand Herschel Walker. It's a setback for blacks.
Real talk. But he confident in all his lies, though, boy.
But let me tell you something. That dumb motherfucker confident in what he think he about to accomplish, boy. And you know what? You know what his people are behind? His confidence. They don't care about his ignorance. They don't care about his skin color. They don't care about nothing. All they care about is the fact that he's pushing through and he's confident that he's going to bring a better person to this position. Man, you can't take that away from Herschel. You can't take it away from Trump.
You can't take it away from
you can't take it away from none of them.
Yeah.
Confidence. Yeah. What you need to do is get your own confidence if you know what you're doing is the right thing.
Man, you know, it's interesting you brought up, you know, the previous president, because this joker will stand and look at your face and know he 100% wrong and go say the wrong thing and make it right in his own terms.
You know what? That's actually attraction.
Yeah.
That's actually a form of attraction.
Yeah.
Confident, dumb people, confident, smart people is actually attraction. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna say for an example. Everybody knows that Jerry Jones is a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that, right? I'm at the Super Bowl in, I think, Arizona. Jerry Jones walks into the hotel. You know he's a racist. Shining. His confidence was glowing.
Wow.
People wanted to take pictures with him. People wanted to say everything. And I'm looking at him like, I'm sitting in the chair looking at him like, y'all know what you know. But the fact that he walks in this room confident makes everybody feel like I want to be around that confidence. I want to be around that. And the people that say that's a turn off, I don't want to be around that. Those are the people those are the most lionest people in the world. Because you know why? Because they're actually trying their hardest not to be attracted to that.
Wow.
When the fact of the matter is, everybody is attracted to a confident person. A person that believes in themselves, a person that, how else is somebody like Cardi B, who can tell you all these things that she does, and everybody's just like, she's the most amazing person. She is. You know why she is? Because she's confident in who she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not scared of who she really is. People always want to hide who they are so they can judge others about who they are.
Whoa. Man.
They always do that. They do things at home when nobody sees them, so that when they're out in public and they see somebody, a stripper or anybody like that, we're going to judge her because I don't strip. I've never stripped. I've never done anything like that. But in the back of your mind, I wish I had tried it at least once.
It might have worked out for me the way it did for her.
But it's just confidence, man. It's the craziest thing. It's why Trump got to where he got to. It's why Bill Gates is where he is, because Microsoft, we know, is a piece of crap. Everybody knows Microsoft. Microsoft is the cheapest version of computer software you can, but it works everywhere. It's easy to fix. And it's affordable for hospitals, doctors, it's affordable, but it's a piece of crap. It dies. You can buy a brand new computer with Microsoft software. You'll have a virus tomorrow. You'll have a virus tomorrow. It's crazy that people will buy this computer knowing it's going to have a virus tomorrow. The computer comes on and says, you need virus spyware. How you sell me a computer that needs virus spyware day one?
On the day that I bought it?
The day I bought it. Before you got to do it now. Hey, did you get your virus spyware? You're selling me a computer that you're telling me I need spyware on.
Wow.
Because it's going to get a virus. That's just the way of the internet. It's just going to get a virus. You should buy that. It's $100 a year or it's $100 a month. Yeah. Or that's crazy. But again, the confidence. The confidence. It's the confidence in everything that we do, man. And tonight is Sip&Flip. It's gonna be a lot of confidence in this 1% loan.
Man, listen.
We're gonna be talking about.
That's I want to make sure folks get out to the event, and we're gonna post a link in the comments for people to be able to register coming out tonight. Now you mentioned that you wanted to. What was the thing? What are you gonna offer people that come and watch that watch the show?
If you're on the show tonight, come to the door. Say you was on. I'm giving you free entry. You know what? I'm not even worrying about it. I'm gonna give you free entry.
Wow.
If you was on the show today and you said just come in and say, hey, Glenn, I was on the show, Duron, I saw you on the Glenn show. Just come to the door today. I got a drink for you.
Wow.
I got a drink for you. Yep. Just come to the door tonight and say, hey, I was on the show, saw you on Glenn, I was inspired, I love whatever it may be. Just tell me you saw me on Glenn show today and you come in. Just come on in.
That's what's up, man. Listen, that's huge, man. You ain't even said a discount. You just gonna give a free entry.
Because you know what? Because what I dropped today, my spirits, amen. Jesus said, let them come for free. They will drink on me, and therefore they will win. Because if you show up and you come out, that means you want the information. So I feel like I owe you because my brother, my sister. You should just come out and get this information.
Man.
Stop being a 9-to-5 broke ass dude, man. Your wife walking around here Your wife walking around here hating and mad because she got to ride past Buckhead because she can't stop at Buckhead. She like, ooh, that's the shops at Buckhead.
Boy, you something else. Hey, look, now you done made that offer, man. I had something else to do, but I'm gonna have to readjust my schedule so I can actually be there tonight. I want to know the folks that actually show up and say they saw the show.
Text a couple people, Glenn. Text a couple people. Send me 2 people that you think may show up. From you, just send a text and they good. Just text me their names. I'm gonna have them good at the door.
Got it.
You feel like it just send them through, man. It's love. I'm like Diddy now. It's like love.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, man, listen, and it's always a pleasure, man, to have you on the show. I'm gonna throw something out there, man. I was looking back through some text messages that we text. I think it was probably almost a year ago. I think I'm gonna challenge us both on something.
Let's do it.
You mentioned the idea, and I'm gonna put this out there to the world now. You mentioned the idea of doing real life real estate investing after dark. You remember we talked about that?
Glenn, I'm with it.
We're gonna have to make that happen, man.
After dark, put the kids to bed because we're gonna say some stuff we ain't supposed to say. Right. I'm talking about people, mamas, wives. I'm talking their names out. Tom Brady gonna want to come on the show because I'm talking about Giselle. He going through a divorce right now. That's why he really came back to football because he like the money ain't gonna be the same. Tom Brady said the money ain't gonna be the same. I need to re-up. I need another contract.
Man, that's something else. All right, my brother. Listen, always a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you for doing what you're doing for Sip&Flip, man, and sharing the information that you're sharing. You know, it's amazing that I don't think that I've heard of anybody hosting an event that's going to share that type of information with people that truly need to hear it.
Absolutely.
So salute to you for putting that together, man.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I've had conversations with people that's supposed to come on the show and talk about the program, but you actually making it happen. You actually have a representative that's going to be able to come and share that information.
And you know what, Glenn? Give a shout out to my wife for that. My wife was the one that reached out to Legacy Home Loans.
Oh, real
stuff.
She talked
to the individual. Let me make sure I give her credit. She was the one that reached out. She got the person to come to the event tonight. She was the one that because she knows that this is a way to build generational wealth as well. So let me tell you guys, anytime we have Sip&Flip and it's real meaty, more than likely it was probably 80% of 90% my wife, because she pays attention to the market and what people on the retail side are thinking, which is the news, the retail side. Glenn, you and I, our news comes from the streets.
Absolutely.
Come from the streets. We don't look at TV. We go to a meeting and say,
exactly.
What's your flip looking like?
Right.
What's going on with that? What you doing? So, but she was the one that put it together. So shout out to Mrs. Dimmock, the real Mrs. Dimmock. And we're gonna be there tonight. And we taking pictures, kissing babies, and buying drinks.
And I just want to break it down real quick, right? So for the people that are watching, or that will watch this later, I want to make sure they get what's being shared. This loan program is a 1% down payment. It's very little credit that is required. They're going to be going by the bills that you pay as opposed to your potential credit, your overall credit. One of the biggest things that I saw in the research that I did was they're actually going to be doing what was missing in the previous mortgage crisis is consultation. Man,
yes.
That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge to educate people on the process of what this loan is and how to maintain it over the life of the loan that they have. If they had that education for people before, we wouldn't have had that type of crisis that we had before.
Well, and the thing about it, Glenn, they didn't want to have that education because that's what the world is built off of, ignorance.
Yes.
We want the ignorance. We want you not to know that 18% loan doesn't make sense unless you have a way to pay back 18, unless you have some kind of job or some kind of business that allows you to make that type of money. Why would we ever want to educate America? We have an educational system in place that's actually not educating America.
Man, come on, bro.
Yeah,
that's a whole other show right there.
That's made you not. We're not educating you. We're telling you how to live inside of our world.
Yeah.
That's what the education system is. How to live inside of our world. Those who figure out how to live outside of that, that's the 1%. Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah. It's crazy that I was talking to a group, man. They actually think that wealthy people pay for health insurance. They actually think that wealthy people pay for health. They didn't even know that. They didn't even know. Billionaires don't have health insurance. They pay for what it costs.
Exactly.
They pay for what it costs. They're not looking for health insurance. There's no surgery that's going to cost me. How much a surgery could cost? $300,000, $500,000. I make that. I will pay that.
Right.
I will pay that. And guess what? I'm pretty sure there's a loophole where I can write my medicals on expenses
all the time. I mean, when you pay, that's an expense that you definitely write off.
That's an expense.
Yeah.
So, and as a matter of fact, I'm trying to pay for your health care and my daughter's health care, and they don't have health care. It blew. I was the only person in the room that knew that. Like, do y'all really think that people that are really wealthy, generational wealth, actually has health insurance?
Wow.
These people, if you got health insurance, that's because you're not in that group. Once you get to that type of money, you don't have to have health insurance because you make enough money to pay for cancer treatment.
And what has to be understood is that wealthy people look for ways to spend money to write it off. And if
wealthy people look for ways to spend money to write it off. That's the crazy. Glenn, you would have thought I was a unicorn when I said it. They was like, well, why wouldn't they? Don't they just want to use the health insurance to pay? No, that's the mentality they taught you.
Absolutely.
You get an $800,000 bill, the health insurance gonna pay $600,000, you pay $200,000. Woo! $200,000 to $800,000 to a wealthy person is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Matter of fact, put it on my Amex.
Right.
And let me get $800,000 in points.
Somebody says, awesome. Thanks. Awesome. They didn't know that. Thanks. Good stuff. Hey, listen, this is what this is all about, man, is sharing this information so people can understand. All right, man, listen, that's our time. I know you got to go and get ready for this evening. Glenn, salute to you and the wife, man, for all that y'all do.
Appreciate you.
In our real estate community and in the business community, because I know you're doing several other things as well. But always thank you for being prepared and being willing to share information and, continue to make things happen, man. And I will see you tonight. And I'll see if there's maybe one or two other people that'll come out. But you already made the offer for the people that watch the show. We'll see how many people actually show up that watch the show.
That's what we want to promote. That's what we want to promote. Anytime you have me on the show, Glenn, I want to promote that. If you see me if you say, Duron, I saw you on Glenn's show, I got something for you.
Real talk. Listen, thank you again, my brother. Thank you for being on the show today. We didn't even cut to the commercial break that I had because this is always some great information. So we're gonna save the commercial stuff for later. But again, thanks again, and I'll see you tonight, man.
All right, brother. See you. Talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot, man. Have a great one.
Uh-huh.
All right, folks. This has been the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we always bring you real life real estate situations. Because we have the real life real estate solutions. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you soon.